So, what if all the signs that the universe is sending you is not only about confirmation that you're on the right path, but what if all these universal signs are all about you finally stepping in to your full sovereignty? Welcome back to the Awakened Ones community. But if you're new to this channel, well, my name is Brittany Fontanez, and what I do is I speak about spirituality, self-development, esoteric content, all that good cosmic wisdom so you could simplify your spiritual journey. But if you're already watching this video, you might as well hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, and hit that notification button so you'll be notified of when I post videos, which is 3 times out the week if you enjoy content just like this. But if you're going to do that, you might as well follow me on Instagram as well, as I post daily for your inspiration and upliftment so you can walk on your journey with such enlightenment and unconditional love for who you are and for who you are meant to be. But Awakened Ones, I know lately, if you're already watching this, you're an awakened one, you're a light worker, you know about light codes, you know about divinity in the universe, and you're starting to receive a multitude of different signs to the point that they have a deeper meaning every time you interpret it. But what my guides have been sharing with me on my journey that I've been implementing in my experience, which I feel will resonate and assist you on your journey, is that the universe is always watching. The universe sees everything. But the question is, do you believe? And the reason why I want to ask this is because when we receive universal signs, we, on our spiritual journey, we're still learning how to process the understanding of who we are. And in doing so, we have to deconstruct limiting beliefs and really transform ourselves into a new self-image. And in this process, we get a little foggy. We get into little gray spots to the point that when we receive a universal sign, it's like we become so codependent on our physical aspect, our physical world, to the point it becomes our stimulation. Meaning that when we receive a spiritual universal sign, we go out into the physical world and try to receive even more confirmation just to interpret what feels right within our hearts. And that, in this awareness, I started to realize is that, when you receive universal signs, there's 3 things you have to determine within those universal signs that you receive. And the first thing that I realize that has helped me in my own self-awareness is that, how do you resonate with the universal sign? Meaning that you probably see 1111, 111, 333, 444. All those numbers have really been popping up in my physical reality. 1010, 1212. For me, 43 has been really interesting. But the reason why I ask is, how do you resonate with the universal sign, is because how do you feel about it? And this is where we'll go back into, we become so codependent on the stimulation that our physical reality brings us. Because when we receive a sign, we have to be quick to go out and ask a loved one, ask a friend, or ask a mentor or a professional, is this true? Is this right for me? And when we do that, we're not resonating with the sign itself. Meaning that we rather take multitude of different opinions from perspectives that, 1, don't even probably know what's best for themselves, and 2, are not putting themselves in your shoes to see where you are in your perspective, to the point that when you're receiving all these different opinions, you don't know which one to choose. You don't know which one resonates with you, because it's not meant for them. The message is meant for you. So every time you receive a universal message, how do you resonate with it? And you realize how you resonate with it is by, how do you feel about it? Meaning that you're trying to get confirmation if this is the right relationship for you. And when you receive a confirmation of what it is you're desiring in that answer, how are you feeling about it? Same thing with trying to gain a certain amount of money. as a weekly income. If you want to replace your job, you know, you might say I want $2,000 weekly permanently, and you may see 2,000 everywhere. But how do you resonate with it? Because if you're in a state of fear, of course you're going to go out and ask people, is this right or is this wrong? Because you don't trust in yourself. So every time you receive a universal sign, notice and be self-aware. How do you resonate with it? How does it make you feel? Because a universal sign can't have its power over you unless you are feeling the message that it's bringing to you. There's nothing wrong with asking for advice, but there's everything wrong with not asking yourself first. And that's the most important. So how do you resonate with the universal sign? By how do you feel about it? And therefore, that's when you know the true confirmation of what you're desiring. So that was the first one of the awareness I realized when receiving universal signs. Now the second one is that you have to trust your gut guidance, meaning that believing in what is best for you and surrendering to that. And what I mean by that, what my guides were sharing with me about that is that, you know, you got to trust that your gut guidance knows better, the better answer for you than your physical reality. Meaning that, you know, you may go to a loved one and say, should I quit my job to start my passion? And they might say, oh, I think that's bogus. I think that's bad. I think you should stay at a job because it's safe. And then you may feel discouraged, but then you'll go back home later and say, you know what, this is what I want to do though. This is for me, even though that person said that. That is you not trusting in your gut guidance. That is you saying, I believe that the outer world will give me stimulation and confirmation for what I desire, knowing that within me, I don't have all the answers. That doesn't sound like a divine being. A divine being knows that they have the answers within them. And I'm not saying, you know, there's like a whole list and levels of being a divine being. But all I'm saying is that a divine being is a person who's open to knowing what is right for them, rather than what they think is right for the world. So you have to trust your gut guidance when you receive universal signs, because when you can trust in yourself, guess what? You will find the answers to your own question, and therefore you will be given the confirmation that is best for you on your path, rather than having this multitude of different opinions to the point you don't know what to do, and therefore you just don't believe in yourself. So have trust in yourself and surrender to the fact that what your gut guidance is telling you, surrender to that, because guess what? Your internal guidance knows what's best for you better than your own mind. So when you can trust in your inner guidance, you're trusting your intuition, you're trusting in yourself, and you're trusting in the fact that no matter what, the universe sees you, and it sees that you're starting to believe. So that was the second awareness that I realized my guides have been making me, you know, be focused on. But the last one is really a big one that I really know it's going to resonate with you, and it's really going to awaken something. And the last one is, when you're receiving universal signs, is that you got to step into your power, meaning be self-aware. Being self-aware is being aware of everything, because when you can start seeing where you are, you start discovering where you want to be. So I'll break that up. Is that when you receive a universal sign, don't try to seek a more confirmation on it. Step into your sovereignty, meaning that own your authority, own your power, and realize, okay, I know what I want, and I'm receiving, and I have a question about it, but I'm receiving confirmation on it, and I've been given the guidance to it. Now the universe is not testing you, because a lot of people think the universe tests them in order to see if they can continue moving forward. The universe never tests. The universe just shows you how devoted and how committed you are. So every time you receive a universal sign, don't take it with a grain of salt, and don't take it with a grain of sugar. Take it with a grain of power. and tell yourself, you know what? I'm going to actually take in this confirmation for myself and trust in the fact that when I trust in my gut guidance, I'm literally stepping into my power. I'm taking my authority back and saying, you know what? I believe this is true. I believe this is the right way. It resonates with me. It feels congruent in my essence. And that's when stepping into your power becomes a beautiful thing, because you become so self-aware of where you are, to the point that you'll realize and discover where you truly want to be. And this is where, you stop seeing the outer world as a sense of stimulation or stability. You start to see the outer world as a playground in order to create what you're uprooting within yourself. When you step into your power after receiving a universal sign, that's you saying, okay, God is sending me this sign. Whatever you want to believe in, the universe is sending me this sign. I'm taking it in, and you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to have not only the confidence, not only the willpower, but I'm going to have the courage within myself to say, you know what? I believe that this sign is telling me I need to go after what I desire. I need to become who I desire to be. I need to do this. And I'm going to trust that. You know why? Because it feels right for me. That's you stepping into your power. And when you can do that, you start to be so aware with your focus that you start to see the itty bitty little gritty things in your life that you realize, it's not healthy for me. It's not best for me. You start to check off your list of things that you're starting to realize that doesn't benefit the image that you truly have for yourself in your heart. And then when you see that, you're like, you know what? You start to create a new checklist of, okay, what do I need to do now in order to get to be this self-image that I desire? What do I need to do now after this confirmation? Who is it do I need to turn into in order to truly be this person I desire to be? And that is just so beautiful. When you receive universal signs, signs are just confirmations that what you want is meant for you. That is it. Signs are just confirmations that what you want is meant for you. So allow signs to not just give you like a boost of motivation and say, I'm gonna go after this, but then you doubt it at the end of the day. No, universal signs are really inspiring you to wake up and show you and tell you, now is the time to step into your power. Now is the time to trust in your gut, and now is the time to really resonate with what you feel is right within your core. That's all it is about. So if you're going to take anything out of this, I hope that you took out the fact that universal signs are meant for you. You don't need to find stimulation in your outer world when your outer world is created from your inner world. Go within and trust the fact that every question you have for your existence, for your life, for your career, for your finances, for your relationship, it's all of it has an answer, and all those answers are within yourself. Trust that. Believe that. And I guarantee you, you will never disappoint yourself ever again. But if you guys enjoyed that, if you guys got confirmation, if you guys got clarity from that, let me know in the comments, and give me suggestions on what you feel that you need to hear, that hey, I might need to hear myself. Because every time I speak to you guys about things that resonate with me and help me on my journey, guess what? I'm learning at the same time with you. So other than that, Awakened Ones, if you really enjoyed this video, smack that like button, hit that subscribe button, and also make sure after you subscribe, you hit that notification button so you'll be notified when I post videos. And lastly, follow me on Instagram, because I post daily and I post some Gucci deep real stuff that inspires you and wants to get you moving to be the best version of yourself. And that is the freaking goal. But until then, Awakened Ones, I'll see you in the next one. With bliss and love, I adore all of you. Namaste.